Hey there, and welcome back to Crystal Talks. It's Katie and Cynthia here. We are bringing you a fun episode today, a little bit different than usual. We are going to talk about myths versus facts, Crystal Edition. So, a little bit of fun. We're going to break down those myths and give you some facts about crystals and crystal healing and some fun stuff like that. So, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future episodes. We are here every week with a new episode, talking crystals, talking essential oils, chakras, all kinds of fun stuff. So, don't miss us. Hit subscribe. And continuing on to myth versus fact. First myth: crystals magically fix everything. Fact is, crystals are not a magic cure-all. Do they have some really amazing energy? Absolutely. Are they nature's magic? Do we call them nature's magic? Absolutely. It doesn't mean that they're the cure-all for everything, right? They are there to support your healing process. They are there to encourage balance of your energetic field. They are used as complementary tools, not replacements for medical or mental health care. They are complementary tools to support you in your health and healing practices and processes. So bring those crystals in. You get that energy from nature, right? That the crystals provide you to support you as you are moving through these other practices. Remember, it's not a cure-all. It is very much intentional medicine, right? It is a complementary tool that you use with intention to support you through your healing practices. So really, really powerful tool. Definitely a tool to have in your toolbox. Just remember it's there to support you, and you want to have other tools in your toolbox as well. Cynthia, what is another myth we're going to break down today?
Well, the one that I hear very often is that you have to use the crystals exactly a certain way or they won't work. And then that's just not true. The energy's there. And you, yeah, there are certain traditions, and you certainly can use them that way, but they're still going to work even if you don't follow those rules. I'm not big on rules, and you don't need rules to use crystals. Let me tell you, um, your intuitive connection to the crystals is just or more important. And the rituals that you come up with and the ways that you learn work for you are what you should follow. But even then, step outside. Try something a little different every once in a while. Try it. You'll like it. I don't know what else to say. Katie, on to myth number 3.
It's not about perfection, right? It's about using it intuitively with your intentions. I love that. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that is something that I think holds people back too, right? Because you think you have to use it a certain way, or you have to do it this way or that way, and maybe you don't have time to do, it's really just about bringing that crystal into your world in whatever way works for you.
It's
Myth
like
number
a friend.
3.
Get a hug and go get them and get a hug. Just
Yeah,
get a crystal and put it in your pocket. I'm sorry, Katie, I interrupted
absolutely.
you.
No, no worries, no worries. Myth number 3. Bigger crystals are always more powerful.
Mhm.
Size does not equal strength. Something to remember. You don't need to go out and buy a gigantic crystal that is hundreds of dollars to have more powerful energy. And anybody that tells you that is just trying to sell you a stone. It is not about the size. That does not equal the strength or the power of the stone. A small, well-charged crystal that has strong resonance, that has strong energy, is just as effective as a larger one. It's about the energy and the quality of the stone, not the size. Really important to remember that. Cynthia, what is myth number 4?
I'll give you an example first for myth number 3. I
Yeah.
used to live in Frederick, Maryland, and I walked into a little crystal shop there in Frederick, Maryland, and there were these beautiful, beautiful crystals, and the energy felt amazing. But over on a little shelf was this small piece of, it was cut unevenly, just a beautiful piece of rainbow fluorite. And that called to me more than any of the other stones in that shop, and I've still got that one with me. It's it's just go with the one that calls to you. All right, myth number 4. All crystals are safe to use in water or essential oils. No, 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 no. You have to be careful. There's some stones that are water soluble. That means they dissolve in the water. Stones like malachite, selenite, pyrite, halite, they can leach those minerals into the water, or the stone just dissolves entirely. So you want to do some research to find out which stones are safe to use in water. That's why when you'll find that some of our charging and cleansing recommendations will not include water for certain stones, and that's one reason, because the stones can either be damaged or become dangerous if they're in water or essential oils that you use for yourself. And we did a video on this previously that you can reference to learn a little bit more about that. That being said, if the stones are really well polished, even if they have some of those, they're going to be safer to use. So, for example, if it's like lapis lazuli, which has pyrite in it, it's so well polished when it's used as a roller ball on a roller bottle. Try getting that out straight. And that one's one that's safe to use because it's been piloted. Using a piece of raw lapis lazuli in a roller bottle, I would not recommend that. So there you go. Just do some research. Know before you try it out, and you can always reach out to us to ask questions. Right, Katie?
Absolutely. We always encourage you to ask your questions. We are really passionate about education and teaching and sharing how you can use these tools that we talk about all the time. So please reach out with any questions. Let us know. We are here to support you. And Cynthia mentioned a video that will be linked below, so you can catch that video easily if you want to learn more about that topic. All right, myth number 5, crystals only work if you believe in them. While belief is very powerful, your belief systems are very, very powerful, and belief can enhance your connection to the stone. Energy is energy, right? The crystal is energy, you are energy, and that energy is going to resonate, and it's going to kind of touch you and work with your energy if you believe it or not. So you don't have to believe that it works for it to work. Belief and intention is really powerful, but energy is energy again. So even without a conscious belief, like if you're like, well, I have this person that could really use some crystal energy, but they don't really believe it, throw those crystals their way. Let them experience it themselves. The crystals can still influence the subtle body, can still influence the energy. Your mindset and openness can deepen the effect and to support you to tune in more clearly. However, the energy will work with the energy regardless of your belief system. So that is something to remember. Beliefs will enhance it though. So connect to your intention, connect to your belief system, and really use those crystals to harness that energy to support you in the way that you're intending. Cynthia, what is myth number 6?
Again, another one of my pet peeves is people who think that you only need one crystal for each intention. Yes, I guess maybe I'm going to say this is a sort of a myth, a semi-myth. The single crystal will work. I mean, if you're trying to get peace and serenity, amethyst is going to do a good job. But if you put crystals together, oh, the magic is amazing. Let me give you some examples. We have intention sets that have been put together with stones that support each other for the intention. And these are all on ewbms.com. For example, the love intention set, of course, rose quartz comes immediately to mind. It's a great stone. If you want to wear it as a piece of jewelry, to attract love in your life, it's going to do you solid. But if you pair it with things like rhodonite, which supports forgiveness and nurturing, or carnelian, which ignites passion and supports confidence, I think you can see where I'm going with this. It just blossoms that original intention and brings its support in so many different ways. Another intention set is joy, and certainly citrine is the stone of joy. It allows joy to flow. But you pair it with amethyst, which gives you that peace that allows the joy to come in, and certainly with sunstone, which is just brings in the light of the sun. You've got something pretty cool going on here. Inner peace, we talked about peace. Amazonite is the stone of peace. But smoky quartz, you pair it, and it absorbs that negativity. So you can see how it allows the Amazonite to work even better. And then finally, the abundance set, which I think, again, I love that term magical, as you all know by now. But, citrine is known as the stone of abundance. You pair it with pyrite, that it can cleanse blocks that you have against letting that abundance flow, and carnelian that supports creativity, green adventuring that attracts opportunity, and clear quartz, which is your amplifier stone that makes everything, boost the energy of everything. And last but certainly not least, some moss agate to promote that opportunity and abundance staying with you long term. And I think you can see the magic that can truly be brought into your life with these sets. And there's others on there, but we have limited time on these videos. So there is a description of all this on ewbms.com. All of the sets go into the different stones and why they support that intention. So you can always reach out to us as well. We have many, many sources we have for you to learn about the stones and how you can bring them into your life. So anything you'd like to add as a final thought, Kate?
I love what you shared about using multiple stones and kind of layering them together. And I think it's really important to remember when we're talking about these different intentions, right? If it's love, if it's joy, if it's inner peace, if it's abundance, or something, completely different. There are multifacets to these energies, right? Like citrine is the stone of joy. Citrine is the stone of abundance. And so it kind of attracts that joy or abundant energy. And with that, what is blocking that from coming to us in the first place, right? Like, do we need a little bit more tranquility and peace in our energy system, in our life? And so the amethyst is going to bring us that, which opens us up for the joy to flow in with the citrine, right? Or do we need a little access that creativity to create opportunity, which comes in with the carnelian and the moss agate, so that abundance can flow with the citrine and the pyrite, right? So like there's multifacets to our intentions and what's going on in our unique energetic systems. And so really layering and pairing the crystals not only supports accessing those intentions, but it supports maintaining that in our world, right? And keeping it and holding it and setting our energy up to really receive the intention that we've set out to receive. So love that we talked about that. Really powerful to layer those crystals, like Cynthia said. If you want to check out those intention sets, ewbms.com. We have a lot more than just those 4 that Cynthia mentioned today. We will be back here next week with another Crystal Talks episode. Until then, take care.